Ladies and gentlemen, let's make one thing very clear. Being a truly smart woman isn't just about the number of degrees you hold or how smoothly you navigate life's challenges. It goes much deeper than that. It's really about how you show up for yourself, how you think, the decisions you make, and the kind of life you build that makes you feel proud. I want to talk to you about 7 powerful principles that define genuinely smart women. These are not just survival tools. They are the keys to rising higher. They help you build real confidence, earn genuine respect, and shape a life that feels fully your own. Let's begin with the most essential thing, confidence. Here's the truth. Confidence isn't something you either have or don't have. It's something you grow. Every time you stand up for yourself, take a step forward, even when you're afraid, or trust yourself to handle life's surprises, you're building that inner strength. Truly smart women aren't the ones who never have doubts. They're the ones who don't allow those doubts to stop them from moving forward. The next key idea is emotional clarity. A wise woman doesn't react to everything around her with chaos or confusion. She takes a moment to breathe, to think, and to respond with calm and understanding. Instead of reacting impulsively, she listens to her instincts, combines them with reason, and responds in a way that reflects her strength and intelligence. Because of this, she earns respect wherever she goes. One more important truth that many women overlook is financial freedom. If you want to live a life where you make your own choices, you cannot depend on anyone else for financial support. You don't have to be a millionaire, but you do need to know how to manage your money. You need to know where your money is going, how you're saving, and where you're investing. A smart woman takes full responsibility for her financial journey because she understands that relying on someone else limits her freedom to choose. Now, let's talk about something else that has the power to completely change your life: boundaries. A wise woman is not someone who tries to please everyone. She doesn't say yes just to keep others happy. She doesn't let toxic people drain her. She values her time, her energy, and her emotional well-being. She knows her worth and isn't afraid to say no to anything that doesn't match her values or protect her peace. The moment you stop letting others push past your limits is the moment you take back control of your life. And the smartest women out there, they never stop growing. The world is always changing, and if you're not learning, you're falling behind. Smart women read, listen, ask questions, and stay open to learning something new. They don't let their pride stop them. They stay humble and always keep evolving. They make the choice to keep improving, to keep adapting, and to never settle. So here's the real truth. Being a smart woman isn't about knowing everything. It's about choosing to build your self-belief, learning to manage your emotions, owning your financial path, setting healthy limits, and always being willing to learn. It's about believing that you can and should create a life you're excited to live. That choice is up to you. Are you ready to become the most powerful, wise, and unstoppable version of yourself? Because the truth is, she already lives inside you. You just have to let her shine. Confidence doesn't mean always feeling certain. It means deciding that no matter what, you'll figure things out. The smartest women don't wait until they feel ready. They act first, and confidence shows up afterward. Every time you take a step forward, despite feeling unsure, you're proving to yourself that you're capable. That's how self-belief gets stronger. Think back. When was the last time you tried something new? Maybe you spoke up in front of others, traveled somewhere alone, or made a bold decision that scared you. You may have felt nervous or uncertain, but you did it anyway, and you made it through. Maybe it wasn't perfect, but what you gained was more valuable than perfection. You gained the experience and the proof that you are capable of handling uncomfortable things. That is the real foundation of confidence. It's not something you're born with. It's something you work on. And like any other skill, it takes practice. One of the biggest mistakes people make is thinking that confidence comes after success. That's not how it works. Confidence is born from effort, from showing up for yourself, and from doing the things that once felt impossible. If you want to grow your self-confidence, Start by doing small, uncomfortable things every day. Your brain is wired to keep you comfortable. It doesn't care about your goals or your dreams. It just wants to avoid risk. So whenever you try to step outside what feels safe, your brain will flood you with doubts. What if I fail? What if I embarrass myself? What if I'm not enough? But here's what smart women understand. Those are just fearful thoughts. They are not facts. They're just fear trying to keep you stuck. So what do? You move anyway. You take one step forward. And when those thoughts come up, you remind yourself, I don't need to have it all figured out. I just need to begin. This is why courage is so important. Confidence doesn't come before courage. Courage comes first, and confidence is the reward. Let's talk about failure, because that fear stops so many women from ever trying. Somewhere along the way, we were made to believe that failing means we're not good enough. That if we don't get it perfect the first time, it means we should give up. But truly smart women see it differently. They know failure isn't the opposite of winning. It's a part of the journey. Every time you make a mistake or experience a setback, it gives you information. It teaches you what works and what doesn't. Think about the most self-assured woman you've ever met. Do you think she never struggled? Of course she did. She faced obstacles, dealt with disappointment, and questioned herself. But she didn't let any of that stop her. She kept moving forward, and each time she overcame something hard, her belief in herself grew. That is what real confidence is. It's not the absence of fear. It's the refusal to let fear be the one in charge. So how do you build this kind of strength? By practicing it every single day. You speak up, even when your voice shakes. You make decisions without over-explaining yourself. You show up without feeling guilty for taking up space. And most of all, you stop waiting for someone else to tell you it's okay to go after what you want. Confident women don't need approval. They believe in themselves enough to take that step. Another powerful way to grow confidence is to stop comparing your life to other people's. The moment you start measuring your worth by looking at someone else's life, you give away your own power. Smart women understand that real confidence comes from within. It doesn't come from likes or followers, from being better than others, or from outside praise. It comes from knowing that as you are enough. Confidence doesn't mean you feel amazing every day. It means you keep showing up. It means you take action and trust that you can handle what comes even when you have doubts. And every time you do something you once thought you couldn't do, your belief in yourself grows. The more you do that, the less control fear has over you. That's when you step into your real power. That's when you live life on your own terms. That's when you become truly unstoppable. Smart women know that boundaries are not walls. They are signs of self-respect. Boundaries are not meant to push people away, but to protect your time, your peace, and your energy. Many women grow up being told to always be nice, to avoid conflict, and to put others first. But the truth is, if you don't set limits for yourself, other people will do it for you, and that's how you end up tired, stressed, and burned out. Boundaries are not selfish, they are necessary. If you don't respect your own needs, no one else will. Many women feel bad about setting limits because they don't want to seem unkind. But strong women know that protecting your peace is not unkind. It's a form of self-care. It's a way of saying, this is how I expect to be treated. So how do you start? First, get honest with yourself. What leaves you feeling drained? What situations or people make you feel uncomfortable or unappreciated? If something feels wrong or heavy, that's a sign a boundary is missing. Then you have to speak up and set that boundary clearly. Smart women do this not with anger, but with confidence. They don't over-explain. They don't apologize. They simply stand firm in what they know they need. This is how you take back your power. This is how you build a life where you feel respected, valued, and strong. And once you start living that way, you'll never want to go back. They don't feel the need to explain themselves endlessly or say sorry for their decisions. They simply say, I'm not able to do that, or that doesn't suit me, or I need some space. Notice how there's no long excuse, no guilt-filled reasoning, just a clear, confident statement. And believe it or not, that's more than enough. The hardest part of having boundaries isn't declaring them, it's sticking to them, because here's what's likely to happen. The people who are comfortable with your lack of boundaries won't like the change. They might try to make you feel bad, push back, or act like you're being unfair, but that's no reason to give up. In fact, it's a sign that you're finally doing what's right for you. A wise woman understands that setting boundaries isn't about controlling others, it's about handling herself. She doesn't just hope others respect her limits. She makes sure to take action when they're crossed. If someone keeps disrespecting your boundaries, you start limiting how much they can interact with you. If a friend always dumps their problems on you but never respects your time, you stop picking up the phone every time. If a colleague keeps loading their tasks onto you, you say, "I'm not able to take this on at the moment." Let's talk about guilt, because it's the biggest thing that keeps many women from drawing the line. When you've spent your life putting others first, choosing yourself feels uncomfortable. You may think you're being selfish or unkind, but let me remind you, your needs matter, your time matters, your mental peace matters, and anyone who truly values you will respect the boundaries you put in place. The ones who get upset about your limits are the ones who are gaining from you having none at all. But here's the beautiful truth. When you begin setting boundaries, your self-esteem grows. You stop feeling like you're being pushed around by everyone else's expectations. You begin to take ownership of your life. You feel lighter. You feel more at ease. Most importantly, you begin attracting people who appreciate and honor you for who you really are. In the end, boundaries show others how to treat you. They are your way of saying, "I count, my needs matter, and I won't settle for less than I deserve." Smart women don't wait for permission to draw boundaries. They know that guarding their energy is not optional, it's necessary. Confidence isn't something you're simply born with, it's something you build. Strong women know this. Confidence isn't only about appearance or speaking style, it's how you carry yourself, how much you trust yourself, and how you move through life without apologizing for your presence. The truth is, confidence isn't a feeling, it's a decision. It's deciding every single day that you are enough, capable, and worthy, even if you don't always feel that way. One of the biggest missteps women make is waiting to feel confident before doing something. They think, "I'll speak up once I feel more prepared," or "I'll chase that goal when I feel ready." But wise women understand that confidence doesn't come before action. Action comes first. You gain confidence by doing the hard thing repeatedly until it becomes easy. Every time you show up, even if you're unsure, even if your voice is shaky, you're proving to yourself that you've got what it takes. That's how true confidence is created. But let's talk about one of the biggest confidence destroyers, self-doubt. That quiet voice in your head that whispers, "You're not enough," or "You'll mess up if you try." Self-doubt is a liar, and the only way to beat it is to stop giving it power and start acting despite its presence. When that voice says, "You can't handle this," you answer, "Watch me." When it says, "What if you fail?" you respond, "Then I'll learn and come back stronger." Confidence also grows from keeping your own promises. Each time you commit to something and actually follow through, you reinforce your own trust. When you set a goal and take even a small step toward it, you're proving to yourself that you're dependable. That's why truly confident women don't just talk about what they're going to do, they actually do it. They don't wait around for motivation. They don't wait for someone to say they're ready. And they certainly don't seek approval. They take action, and with every step forward, they build the confidence they once believed they needed to begin. Another piece of the confidence puzzle is this: they stop chasing validation. The moment you look to others for approval, you give away your power. Real confidence means knowing your worth, not because someone else tells you, but because you've decided to believe in yourself. When you stop needing people to approve of you, when you stop trying to prove your value, you free yourself. Because confidence isn't about being liked by everyone, it's about being respected. And respect starts with how you treat yourself. That means speaking up when something doesn't sit right. That means saying no when something clashes with your values. That means leaving spaces and people who make you feel small. Most importantly, it means fully owning who you are, imperfections and all, without apology. Women with confidence don't shrink themselves to make others feel better. They don't hide their light so someone else can shine. They show up fully, use their voice, and know that their worth is not negotiable. Now let's talk about your physical presence. Confidence isn't just a mindset, it shows up in how you carry yourself. The moment you walk into a room, your posture speaks volumes before you even open your mouth. Shoulders straight, chin held high, steady eyes. You don't need to feel confident to look confident. And once you look confident, you'll start feeling it too. Research shows that your body language can change how you feel about yourself. So if you want to feel more powerful, act like you already are. And here's one final truth. Confident women know that failure isn't the opposite of success. It's a part of it. Every woman you look up to has failed many times. What sets them apart is they don't let failure define them. They don't let mistakes convince them they're not good enough. They see every failure as proof that they're trying, evolving, and becoming better. In the end, confidence is not something that shows up on its own. You create it. It's not about having no fear. It's about moving forward even with the fear. And when you commit to that, when you stop letting doubt win, when you start living each day as the person you want to be, that's when life begins to shift. Boundaries aren't about building walls. They're about safeguarding your energy, your time, and your mental health. Smart women get it. Saying yes to everything is the fastest route to burnout and frustration. They understand that boundaries aren't selfish, they're a form of self-respect, and when you put them in place, you show others how to treat you. The issue is, many women are raised to believe that having boundaries makes them rude or difficult. We're taught to be agreeable, to adapt, to put others first. As a result, we find ourselves tired, overwhelmed, and resentful, all because we don't want to let anyone down. But here's the truth you need to hear. Every time you agree to something that goes against what you need, you're saying no to yourself. No to your peace, no to your values, no to what matters most to you. And that's not strength, that's self-sacrifice. Wise women know that setting boundaries isn't about keeping others in line. It's about taking charge of their own well-being. They also understand that they are responsible for honoring those limits. If something feels wrong, drains you, or clashes with your beliefs, you are absolutely allowed to set a limit. And guess what? You don't need to give a long explanation. A simple no is a full sentence. The first step to building better boundaries is recognizing where they're needed. Pay close attention to the parts of your life that bring you stress, resentment, or weariness. These emotions are signals. They're alerting you that something's off and needs adjusting. Maybe it's a friend who only takes. Maybe it's a family member who doesn't respect your space. Maybe it's a job that's taking up all your time and energy. Whatever it is, acknowledge it, because once you see it clearly, you can begin to change it. The second step is speaking up. People can't honor limits they don't know exist. Women with wisdom don't assume others will just figure it out. They express what they need clearly, and they do it with certainty, not out of anger, not from guilt, but with assurance and strength. They don't say, "I'm really sorry, but I just can't." Instead, they say, "I do feel bad, but I truly need time for myself." They say, "I need time for me," because when you set a limit with hesitation, it leaves room for argument. But when you set that line with confidence, it becomes clear that it's final. Let's face it, some people won't appreciate your limits, and that's perfectly okay. The people who truly value and care for you will respect them. The ones who get annoyed are often the same ones who took advantage of the fact that you had no boundaries. And that's not something you need to fix. It's not your job to manage how others react. Your responsibility is to guard your peace of mind, and this is where many people struggle, enforcing the boundary. It's one thing to make a boundary, it's something entirely different to maintain it when others challenge it, and they absolutely will. The second you begin saying no, the second you put yourself first, certain people will resist. They'll try to make you feel guilty. They'll try to make you second guess yourself. They'll attempt to pull you back to your old habits. That moment is your test. Either you stay strong or give in. Resilient women hold their ground. They don't change just to keep others at ease. They understand that each time they allow someone to cross a line, they're showing that it's acceptable. And that's not an option anymore. One of the most powerful things a woman can do is stay strong in her boundaries without feeling the need to say sorry, because boundaries are a mirror of your self-worth. They show that you respect yourself enough not to accept certain behavior. They say that you value your energy enough to protect it. They say that you love yourself enough to prioritize your well-being. And when you reach that point of self-respect, you encourage other women to do the same. In the end, boundaries aren't about cutting people off. They're about safeguarding what's most important: your time, your energy, your mental well-being, your calm. And when you master that, when you start holding your boundaries with strength and without guilt, you'll feel a shift. You'll feel lighter. You'll feel stronger. You'll feel more in control of your life. You'll no longer feel used, no longer feel tired, no longer feel like you're living by everyone else's rules. The truth is, the women who feel most fulfilled and successful aren't the ones saying yes to everything. They're the ones who understand their limits, protect their inner peace, and won't sacrifice themselves just to keep people happy. And if you're ready to become that woman, it begins with one decision: drawing the line and not feeling bad about it. Confidence isn't something you're born with. It's something you build. It's like a muscle. It grows stronger the more you use it. Wise women realize that confidence isn't about knowing everything or being free from doubt. It's about taking action even when you feel unsure. It's about showing up even when you're not fully prepared. The truth is, nobody ever feels completely ready all the time. If you're waiting to feel confident before taking action, you'll be stuck waiting forever. Real confidence is created by doing, by taking chances, by showing yourself that you can. Many people believe confidence means being fearless, but that's not true. Confidence means being willing to fail, willing to look awkward, willing to stumble. Every strong and admired woman has felt fear. She has questioned herself. She's struggled with feelings of doubt. But the difference is, she didn't let those emotions stop her. She acted anyway. She stepped forward. She spoke her mind. She made the choice. Real confidence is built in the little moments where you choose to be brave rather than comfortable. One of the biggest things that destroys confidence is overthinking. Women who understand themselves know that overthinking is just another name for self-doubt. It's a trap that keeps you from moving forward. You sit there thinking about every possible outcome. You stress over what others might say. You convince yourself that you're not ready or not capable. And the longer you stay stuck in that mental space, the harder it becomes to do anything. The best way to stop overthinking is to make a choice and act. Move forward before your mind tries to talk you out of it. The more you act, the more you teach yourself to trust your gut. And from that self-trust, confidence grows. How you hold yourself makes a big difference in how confident you feel. Your posture and gestures send a message not only to others, but to you. If you walk into a space with slouched shoulders, avoiding eye contact, and a soft voice, you're sending yourself the message that you don't deserve to be there. But if you stand upright, look people in the eye, and speak clearly, you'll instantly feel more powerful. Research has shown that using confident body language, like standing tall and using open hand gestures, can change how your brain functions. It can help you feel more grounded and sure of yourself. Smart women use this on purpose. They don't just think with confidence, they show it in their body. Another crucial part of building confidence is the way you talk to yourself. Your brain listens to what you say repeatedly. If you keep saying things like, "I'm not good enough," or "I always mess up," your brain will start believing those words. But if you start telling yourself, "I can handle this," "I'll figure it out," or "I deserve to be here," your brain begins to see those as the truth. Confident women choose their thoughts carefully. They don't let negative inner voices take control. When a doubtful thought shows up, they question it. They replace it with something stronger. They understand that the most important conversation you'll ever have is the one happening inside your own head. Failure is not the enemy of confidence. It's part of the growth process. Every mistake, every rejection, every moment that didn't go as planned, it's all a lesson. Strong women don't treat failure as a reason to stop. They see it as feedback. They look at what didn't work, make changes, and try again. The most confident women aren't the ones who never fall down. They're the ones who never let falling stop them. They don't get stuck in the past. They take the lesson and move forward. They understand that real confidence doesn't come from never facing failure. It comes from walking through it and rising after. Confidence is also influenced by who you spend time with. If the people around you constantly doubt your abilities, make you feel small, or question your worth, their negativity will start to affect your beliefs. Wise women are careful about who they allow in their space. They choose to be around those who challenge them, encourage them, and believe in them, even on days when they don't believe in themselves. They don't waste energy proving themselves to those who don't support them. They invest in connections that build them up instead of breaking them down. In the end, confidence is a decision. It's not about waiting until everything feels perfect. It's not about waiting for someone to approve of you. It's about deciding right now that you are enough, that you deserve good things, and that you are capable of achieving them. The smartest women know that confidence isn't handed to you. It's something you take for yourself. And once you do that, once you choose to stand in your power, everything around you begins to change.